the Women's Business Center. Your first step to success.
Let me ask you, there's a lot of now social media, everything's on the web, everything's on the internet. We were talking earlier about a LinkedIn profile, and you said, I want to know who I'm dealing with and who's getting to know me. How has that changed in your life from the past to now? How has it affected you?
Well, I'm probably coming into the social media with a little bit more jaundice than some people because I've been in public life. And so I understand, the rigors of, people putting things on the web that may not be, totally truthful and honest. So I'm less engaged in doing it. And I also have a tremendous reservoir and network of people already. I mean, people that I want to do business with, I'm able to pick up the phone and call. I'm always eager to meet new people. I'm particularly excited to be here in Texas. I've been in Texas now for 3 days, and I just feel the energy bubbling out of me. If I don't appear to be energetic, it's simply because I'm a little tired and perhaps still jet lagged. I've had about 3 hours of sleep in the last 3 days, but it will all amount to a tremendous, I think, burst of results when I get back to my business. I've shared some of the names of people and their backgrounds. It's so exciting to be out of DC and to see real people and to see the activities and the interest and the passion that people are bringing towards their business. I have been remarkably impressed by the stature and the quality of the preparation that women in Texas are bringing to their business. And I was at the airport today, flying from Austin down here, and I picked up a little plaque that says, "Don't mess with Texas." Oh yeah. And that is going to be my new thing. I'm going to put it on my office door, and so when people come in, they will understand they are getting the real Texas woman. If I can borrow some of your sanctity, and you don't think of me as an imposter in doing that, but I just love the attitude, because it's an attitude that you're a warrior, that that you have a place and a presence, and I think that women have to feel that they can accomplish what they begin.
Dr. Connell, earlier we were, like for example, at the Women's Business Center, we receive a lot of people that come through the doors, and some we can help, some we can't help. And sometimes I feel so sad because there is so much potential wasted because of funding, lack of funding. So what do you think that we can do to solve that issue?
Well, that's why I incompletely perhaps answered your question about why I'm doing what I'm doing now. We have created a company. I'm a founder of a company and CEO of a company called STEMACCEL. STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. And excellence meaning that you were exceeding expectations. And we founded it with the idea of it being an online educational forum that's interactive for not only students in high school and early college, but for women, because I am passionate about getting women to do business well. And I think that we have a tremendous gulf here, and I think you would agree that there are people who enter into business thinking that they can succeed without understanding how challenging it's going to be. And they therefore actually create a problem for those women who are well prepared, because bankers, many of them, and unfortunately many investors today, still are hesitant to invest or lend to a woman-owned business. I personally don't understand the bias, because I'm using statistics in my remarks tonight that show you're more likely to be a successful investor or a successful banker if you invest in a woman-owned firm, because women-owned firms are outperforming male-oriented firms. Let me again state that for the audience. Women-owned firms are outperforming male firms, and you can send your tomatoes at the screen, those males who are watching this, but that is a given fact based on a Wall Street Journal, Dow Jones International survey, and I couldn't be prouder of the fact that women are at that point. I think it's because women take less risk. We are more risk adverse than men because we tend to stage our businesses more slowly. Oftentimes we're balancing children and a business at the same time. So we don't have these outsized ambitions about, taking over the world and becoming the number one competitor in our sector. And because of that, I think women are less likely to fail. I think women also have something that in spades, and that is the ability to be transparent and to collaborate. And those two qualities, transparency and collaboration, are so important in business.
It was really interesting earlier when we were talking, you made some comments and you said Brazil has a woman president. What were some of the other countries that you mentioned that have?
Brazil, Argentina, Costa Rica had, and Peru had, yes.
And here, yet in the Valley, or in the United States, I should say, we can't even get paid equal pay to a man. But do you think that will be resolved, or do you see any solution to that other than advocacy and trying to get other women involved to start making more points?
Well, and I think it's not only getting women involved, and I speak to the men in the audience. I think the men have as much at risk here as the women, because women are your partners in your marriage or your relationship, and you are hurt just as much as the woman when she is paid 77 cents on the dollar. That means that you are leaving on the table 23 cents of every paycheck she brings home that should be in your family bank account. So men, you are getting hurt as well as the women. And for families that have girls, you may not worry about it if your wife isn't working, but your daughter is going to be working. And you do not want that 77 cents on the dollar to remain the constant when your daughter has graduated and has moved on to a potential career. And to answer your question of why it's happening, I think it's happening in large measure, and maybe again, this is from personal experience, because women are taking a larger role in the home. They are more involved in raising the children and engaged in family matters, and so many women, just out of reality, step back from their careers. They take time off when they have children. They are the people who take early hours. They leave the job early because they have to get home for the nanny or the babysitter. So they're burning candles, so to speak, at both ends. Now, in an imbalanced environment where the man is as active as the wife at home and does bring the child to the doctor's appointment and does pick up the child at school when the child is sick and does do some of the grocery shopping on the way home from work, then the woman is going to have the energy and the focus to stay more concentrated in her business, whether it's an independent business as a small businesswoman or it's a business in a corporate environment. So then we can challenge the reality of 77 cents on the dollar. But women are in many ways carrying a burden which is difficult to handle in the workplace.